from the Frenchman's Bride
and the Frenchman.
My name is Dan.
My name is Clement.
And today we are doing another culture video. This is actually the part 2 of a video I created so many months ago. We were not even together and he was not even in the frame back then.
Yeah, not in the Philippines at all.
We are doing 10 things I've learned about my French husband after living together for 9 years. After living together for 9 months.
Yeah, the 9 years one will come in a few years.
Yeah.
Stay tuned. Subscribe.
Alright, so without further ado, let's go. Okay, so first point, the most controversial thing.
Oh yeah, I know what you're gonna say.
Bidet. Why controversial? Because Clement has never used a bidet until he's here in the Philippines.
Exactly. Like my only other experience with the bidet was like Japanese toilet stuff.
You've experienced it in Japan then?
Yeah, I've experienced this in Japan, but like the
you were
handheld.
not really using it. Really?
The handheld bidet, never before.
Okay. Well, the main reason is because from what Clement told me, it's not a big thing in France or in Europe in general. I'm not sure.
Exactly. In France, not at all. In Europe, I'm not sure, but I believe not as well. That being said, now that I've experienced it, I wouldn't go back. And if ever we are to have a home in France in the next few years, we will make sure to install one in our bathroom because, as I said, I'm never going back without it.
Okay, let's do that. Alright, so moving on to my second point. It's about 2 words, hospital and clinic.
Ooh, interesting point.
Because in the Philippines, we refer to private and public hospitals as a hospital. And when we say clinic, we're usually, at least I and us in the family, when we say clinic, we're talking about just a room, you know, or
Very
like
small building.
Smaller, yeah.
Like when we went to the dermatologist clinic.
Definitely, exactly. Like smaller than a hospital. While for Clement, for the French people,
yeah, what we call clinic is literally a private hospital.
Hospital.
Private hospital.
I'm kidding.
I do it again. I'm good.
It's just a cute mistake. I'm kidding. So, for the French, when they say clinic, they are referring to a private hospital.
Exactly.
And when they say hospital,
It's the public one.
it's the public hospital. Alright. Okay, so let's move on to the third point. They celebrate Grandmother's Day, but they don't have Grandfather's Day. Like, why? It's a little bit weird. Are they not worthy enough to be celebrated?
Yeah, like the moment you get to be a grandpa, it's over. You don't get celebrated anymore. That's how it works in France.
No, it doesn't.
No, it
And that
doesn't.
leads us to something that we found out recently.
Yeah, they've implemented a Grandfather's Day from what we got from sources which are my mom.
Yeah, we were talking to Clement's mom a few days ago, and we learned from her that recently they actually changed it and they started celebrating grandpas as well.
Yeah, from three or 4 years ago from what she told me.
That's a good thing. So if we have some French viewers who are still not aware of the change,
Well, it's
because
here.
Clement wasn't until Mamo told him, right?
Exactly.
Okay, so now it's good because they have both. Because in the Philippines we have just Grandparents' Day. Like
Yeah.
we don't separate them.
We have two different ones. Two different ones.
Okay. Alright, number 4. He didn't know much about non-verbal communication.
Ooh, yeah, or we have very different ones.
Or we have very different ones. In the Philippines, we use sometimes our lips to point. Like,
Which, it's funny because I started doing it.
yeah. Sometimes I do it, Clement thinks I'm asking for a kiss.
At first, yeah, at first that was the thing.
Or like when we're in the restaurant, we do this, and it means we're asking for the bill. And it's something they never do in France,
Yeah,
apparently.
like from all the restaurants I've been in, when you want to pay, you just stand up and you go to the cashier.
So that's one thing. The non-verbal communications are very different.
We have that trick where sometimes we're in a group of friends and we're eating at the restaurant and we just pretend to go and use the restroom, and the person who does that just goes to the cashier, pay the bill for everyone.
Yeah, that's a cute trick though.
That's a cute
it's
trick.
very, very fun. Okay, for numbers 5 and 6, we will be talking food. Number 5, Clement, or the French. They are eating snails, rabbit, and horse.
So, that's not all the French. Like, for instance, I had snails once in my life. I know it seems like snails, really? I promise you it's not that bad. We eat the snails more for the sauce that's coming with it than for the actual texture of the snails.
Okay.
We don't taste them that much.
What
It's
about
really...
the rabbit? Oh, these are so cute!
But they're delicious.
You said they're like chicken, is that
A
it?
bit like chicken, just a tiny bit different in texture. It's a really, really delicious meat. Really.
Sure.
Yeah.
Horse?
Horse, kind of like cow, so like beef type of thing, just a little bit stronger in taste, I would say. Or is it more subtle? I had horse maybe 3 times in my life, and I haven't had it for several years now, maybe 10 years. So my memories
Yeah.
is failing me.
But it's thing.
But it's a thing, it's a
Not
thing.
here.
Not at all.
Not at all. We have balut. Anyway.
So yeah, we eat that.
Moving on to number 6. They don't have street food.
And that's something that we lack terribly. It happens that we have street vendors selling food, mostly homeless people in Paris, like roasted nuts. But like what you have here, no. Like the barbecue thing, the kwek.
I love kwek
I love kwek so much.
Kikiam,
Kikiam,
fishbowl,
stuff like that. We don't have that, definitely not.
Okay.
It's not a thing in our culture.
Yeah,
like,
so that's another like cultural thing that we find interesting and we thought we would share.
Exactly.
Alright, number 7, we'll talk about the national anthem.
Oh yeah.
In the Philippines, we are taught the national anthem in school, right? Like, since we're little, one way or another, you would learn how to sing it, the lyrics of the song, and every day in school, generally, or majority at least, we would have our flag ceremony in the morning, and it will be a part of it, right?
Yep.
And in France, it's not the case at all.
Exactly. I learned how to sing it in a class when I was 9 or 10, I would say.
And you don't have national anthem.
Oh, we do have a national.
Sorry. Sorry, I'm really tired.
But we don't have.
You don't have
flag ceremony. That we don't have. Before our classes in France, we're just all sleeping in the hallway.
Anyway, so that's one point. Another thing about the national anthem is that we are taught in the Philippines to whenever or wherever you are, when you hear the national anthem play, you would stop walking or you would stop whatever it is that you're doing and just like stay still or put your hand in your chest as a way of respecting. We are taught that, right? Alright, so our last 3 points will be personal
A bit
stuff.
more, yeah,
a bit more
personal about
yeah.
me and
like
us.
it won't necessarily mean that it's the thing in France or the French are like this, but Clement is.
Yeah, I am. For sure.
And he's French, so who knows, right? Okay, so moving on, point number 8, he does not use comb at all.
Not at all.
And his reason, because it fixes his hair
Too much.
so well.
Yeah. You might not be aware of that, but I feel like I'm losing my hair. It happens to a lot of men, and it's perfectly normal. I'm saying that to reassure myself. And so, yeah, I feel like when I have a comb, it like puts them all in the same place and direction.
No, it's totally understandable though.
It's not, yeah, like it's not all French, like to the point that when we mentioned it to my mom, she was shocked.
Ah, oui.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
She was like, you don't use a comb? I'm like, no.
Who else does not? Who else doesn't? Comment down below.
Don't hesitate. I need some support, guys.
Create a group chat.
Yes, we'll be 2 people.
Anyway, okay, so that's it. Moving on to point number 9. I don't know how to call this thing. The toys.
The bubble toy.
Bubbles.
Put a picture over my head.
Okay. I call them bubbles. You do too?
Yeah.
Yeah, like that thing where like it's in a small in a container like this tall and you
make bubbles.
And you make bubbles with it. It's just so funny to learn that it's a part of both our childhoods. It's cute and funny, and we talked about it, and we learned that we actually kind of had the same experiences where whenever we play it, we would get messy. Like our hands would get messy.
Oh yeah.
For some reason, and he was like, I thought it was just me.
Yeah, I thought I was just messy myself. Well, I think I am, but anyway.
And another thing about it is that when it's
empty,
almost empty, we would try reviving it with
soap, like dishwashing soap.
And
like it would work, but definitely not as well
not
as with the default thing.
But we'll just be fine with it because it's better than nothing.
Exactly. That's a childhood memory.
That's a childhood memory. So if you've also played that toy, if you've also done bubbles as a kid, comment down below. We'll create a group chat.
Another one.
Okay, so we're down to the last one. Number 10. Clement is just so. Clement is so proud to be French.
So proud. It's funny, huh? We're not paying so much attention to our national anthem. We don't have flag ceremony. We're not raised to be so much of a patriot. But I'm so proud to be French.
I know.
I mean, the culture, the
I
food.
hear it. I see that.
Every time we see a French brand in a mall or something, I'm like, that's French! Like,
It's just so proud.
that's so cool. Maybe it's also because I'm so far from my home and seeing something
I
that
guess so.
brings it back to me, I'm like,
That's the thing, right? Like sometimes we realize the value of something
yeah,
when we're not very close to it,
Yeah.
and you are far from home, and
exactly.
so
Somehow I'm realizing what I miss a bit from France.
yeah.
It doesn't mean that I do not enjoy my time here in the Philippines.
Mm.
It's wonderful, and I'm so happy and blessed to discover the culture that you are sharing
Yeah,
with
Clement
me.
is very proud to be French, but at the same time, he's very open-minded
I love
and very respectful toward other cultures.
I love my country for different reasons, but I love getting out of it and seeing what's out there and discover so many new things.
Okay, well, that's it. Those are the 10 points I wrote down.
Well,
Why?
you'll have to discover a bit more if we want to do a remake video in 9 years.
Anyway, those are like the small points that I've written down. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Thank you very much for watching.
Leave a comment down below if you would see more content like this, like culture exchange stuff, and don't forget to subscribe.
Yeah, give us a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel.
Exactly.
Please leave a comment down below because like what he said, we would be so down to doing more culture videos like this.
It's so interesting to talk culture. I could talk
Yeah.
culture for hours.
Yeah, and we have group chats to make, so comment down below.
Exactly.
And we will see you again next time.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.